Hi friends, welcome to Aishusdiy. Today we will learn how to make a bracelet with monofilament or fishing line. So this is called a monofilament or illusion cord. It's transparent. It's yeah, it's transparent. It's nylon, I think. So this is a cord we are going to use. It's 0.35 millimeter, I guess. And this is a spool I got a while ago. I lost the sticker, so I don't know, but it's from Michael's. And a lobster claw clasp, and I have here something like a split ring kind of thing. And this is a strand of beads that I opened for this project, and this is 8 millimeter. And these are like dark champagne color glass pearls, and I have some 7 seed beads, and that's about it. Let's just get started. So first thing is we have to cut the monofilament from the spool. I have here some about 4 feet of monofilament. Yes, it's a lot. I like to work with a lot than less because you cannot add, it's difficult to add thread to the project. So I would like to use 4 feet long thread. I know it's transparent and it's not very visible. I'll do my level best to actually show it to you guys. Let me just take a marker. That's a trick I have learned some while ago. So what you can do is you can just take a piece of paper and just mark this end so that it is a little bit visible for you guys as well as on the camera with a permanent marker. I hope it should help. Let's see. If not, you can also use a nail polish and color the ends also. That will also work. So here is my cord ends. I have 2 ends. I'm going to work this way. So I'm going to pick up a pearl. Any pearl is fine. Just one of the beads that you are going to use. You can use any beads you want. I'm using 8 millimeter. You can also use 6, 4, whichever is convenient for you guys. And then I'm going to pick up 12 seed beads. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. 12 seed beads on one of my strand, doesn't matter which one it is, and then let it fall and to our single bead that we have. Then I'm gonna bring this to the middle of my thread. Then I'm going to take the thread which has the seed bead on the side, okay, and then I'm going to come back through the pearl, just the pearl, leaving the seed beads down, okay. Okay, just like so, and then pull the cord. So now you'll have this just like a round kind of a thing. So you can add your beads, you can add your clasp to it. So I forgot to add my split ring to it, so I'm just removing this. So it's a good way to add it now. You can also add a small jump ring and then add your clasp, but I like to add it first. So I'm just going to put this split ring inside and let it fall on the beads, and then come back and go through this once more. And this is what we have so far. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I am just going to see the length of both of my threads. So I'm having this, then I'm seeing whether it is in the middle. It's right in the middle, so I'm good to go. um, you don't have to be, doesn't have to be right in the middle. You can have more on one side and less on the other side, which I'm going to do it right now. I'm just pulling one end of the cord, and then I'm measuring this about a feet or so I have on this side and the rest on this side, so which makes sense. But you can also do it the other way, but I like to do it this way. So I have 1 feet on one side and 3 feet on the other, 1.25 feet actually, and 2.75 feet on the other. So now we are going to work with both the cords only after this also. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up. So we don't need the seed beads anymore for now. We will need it at the end of the project again, but so there we go. This is what I have so far. I'm holding that. Pick up two beads, two of your bigger beads, whether 6 or 4 or 8 millimeter, two of the bigger beads on one cord and two on the other cord. You can just add it like that. And then what you are going to do is take another bead, and doesn't matter which cord you are going to add, right or left, doesn't matter. So we have two in this cord, and then crisscross in the third bead that we added. So this is coming out from the left to the right. I'm going from the right to the left, and then pull these two together. So it will all make sense once we pull this tight, and you guys get to see what it is. So this is how it should be. Okay, and then I'm gonna pick up the same 2 beads on one side and 3 beads on the other, and crisscross on the third bead. So 2 beads on the right, and then 2 beads on the left, and then add one more bead and crisscross on the third bead. It's a right angle weave, but we are doing the 2 needle technique, or because we are using, you can use one cord as well, but this one is much more simpler than using just one cord. So I have to crisscross in that. So my cord is coming, so okay, sorry, going in from right to left, and then it's very, very flimsy and wobbly. And you can also use a big eye needle, 2 big eye needles, to do this project. That will make it simpler, but don't have to have a needle. So this, like this, I'm going to add at least 6 sections and measure the bracelet, and then we'll continue from that. Hi friends, welcome back. So I made this many units, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, but still it's only 6 inches. So I'm going to make one more unit. So I have colored my wire with the nail polish, so it just stays for a little bit longer. The marker went away. So here I go. I pick up 2 beads on one of my strand, doesn't matter which one it is. So 2 beads on one of my strand, and then take my other strand and then load 3 beads in that strand. So it's basically a right angle weave. Instead of doing just with one cord, it's easier to do with 2 cords, and that's what I'm showing right here. So the third bead I'm going to crisscross with the other thread. This is coming from the left to right, so I'm going in with the right to left, and then crisscrossing it inside the bead, and then pull everything through. This is what I have so far. This much length is enough for my wrist, So I am going to stop here and not add any more unit, but I need to add this bead fringe that we have here for the clasp. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up one cord, doesn't matter which one it is, and pick up 12 seed beads, which we did the other side. 3, 4, 5 and 6. Then I'm going to add my lobster claw clasp as well inside, and then I'm going to pick up 6 more seed beads. You can use 11 seed beads. I'm using 11 seed beads, and you can also use 15 or whichever you have in hand is fine. And as long as the beads are round and this monofilament has a very thin diameter, so you can use any bead you want. You can even use gemstones if you want. So here I'm dropping it, and this is on my right cord. As I see, it's coming right here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna flip my work, then take this cord that has the seed beads and the lobster claw clasp and go back through the big pearl that I have from the other direction. Okay, so just come back like that and then pull this cord through. So this is what I have so far. As you can see, don't worry about the tension, and it's monofilament, it won't be visible, but still we are going to go again through this bracelet completely, so we will for sure do take care of it. So here is my right cord and here is my left cord. So I'm picking up one of the cord. I am going to pick up a bead, leave it down. So I just added the bead and I keep it in the center, and with the same cord where my bead is added, okay, I am going to go back through this bead right here. Keep this here and go back through the center bead of that unit. When I pull through, the bead will sit right in the middle. I know it's a little bit wobbly, but once you get everything together, it'll make sense. Okay, just like so. Then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring this same wire through the next 2 bead, just the next unit. Okay, then I'm going to go, don't need the seed beads anymore. Then I'm gonna go through this complete unit. You can also use this with a beading thread like Fireline or Wildfire or Nymo beading thread, any beading thread you have in hand. But the nylon, this translucent cord makes the cord not visible, so the project looks nicer. Even if you use the same color thread, the thread will be visible. So that's why monofilament is good for this project. So I came back through the entire thing and then through this too, and then see I am going through the same bead several times without any issues. So I'm going to keep this thread like that, and then I am going to come back with this thread. So this thread is coming out of this bead right here, as you can see, and I'm gonna go through this, and this. Then I'm ready to start the next center bead. So for the time being, I'll keep this bead and keep a plier or so to just hold that thread in place. So here we go. Going to go through this, the next one, and by the way, monofilament is cheap too. It's not expensive like the beading wire or so. So it's affordable and cheap. You can get it anywhere you want. So just make sure you buy a big eye needle if you are not okay with going through this. Big eye needle will make this much more a simpler project. So I just want to make sure everything is nice and secure. Then I'm gonna go through the center bead as well. Some reason it's not going. It's not because there is no space. I will just insert a wire through it so that the holes become bigger, and now it's easier. There we go. This is what we have so far. Okay, now my thread is, I still have the small thread under the pliers, and then I'm going to work with just one thread now from now on. So for quite some time I'm gonna just work with one thread, and take a bead, add it to the thread, whichever one is longer you can work with that, and then I put it in the center and then come back through this bead from top to bottom. So mine is coming from top to bottom, this center bead. I'm going to go from top to bottom the other bead. That way this will go right in place in the middle. So there we go. So now that bead is in place. So this is how we are going to continue adding all the beads. Okay. Now pick up a bead and put it in the center, and then go to the next bead and put the thread from top to bottom. Now my thread is coming out of this. I'm gonna go do the same. Put a bead, drop it down, and then take my cord and come back through this side. Likewise, I will add to the entire bracelet length, and then I will meet you guys back. So here is my last bead. So I'm adding my bead. My wire is coming out of this. I go back to the last bead from the top to the bottom. That will put this in the center. So this is how my bracelet looks like. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to reinforce all these seed beads right here with my clasp in it. So I'm going to go up through all my seed beads. It's a little bit tricky, but don't try to go through all at once. You can choose a couple of beads, and then how much ever it goes, and then you can take it out and then try to go through the rest. Okay. I went through all the seed beads now. And then what I'm going to do is flip my work like this, and then go through the center bead again. Basically the short tail I have here, I'm going to bring this all the way across to that so that I can knot it with the bead. Okay, so I'm just going to go through this center. It's trying to go through the seed bead, which I don't want it to, so that's why I have to hold it like that. And there we go. And then go again here. Go through this. So you can also add seed beads in between, because this is a monofilament cord and doesn't show that much. I'm not worried about the thread showing on the sides, but if you are worried about, you can add seed beads in between all of these beads and then finish it off as well. I like this look, just the bead look, so I am not going to do that. Basically I'm tracing my path down to where the other end is. You can go through one bead at a time, or you can go through two bead at a time. And as I said, you can use any bead you want. As long as it's round, it will work. Even the bicones and everything will work. There is absolutely no point in why you cannot use it. I'm just using the pearls because I like the look of it, but it's totally your design preference, whichever you want. The pearls I bought, this was from LA actually. I'm gonna upload a video of my experience with a bead shop in LA, and you cannot film anything inside the shop, so I couldn't even take pictures or anything. But I'll tell you guys all the story, that how I went and what it is. It's an interesting story. I went to LA for vacation after a long time. Everybody being inside the house. So then I wanted to visit this bead shop in downtown LA, where the shop, it's called Bead Shop itself, and you can also buy these online. It's very reasonable price. I've seen people on YouTube telling about that one. I never got a chance because I don't live in LA, and when I went there, I thought, why not? And it was worth it. It was very nice. It's nice and affordable. The chains that I bought there was expensive, and I'm not so sure why. I didn't have much of a time. I just spent probably 40 minutes including billing 10 minutes, so I just had 30 minutes to shop, and the store was closing. I mean, for the day. They close at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I don't know why, but yep. And from the place where I stayed, it was 1.5 hours through traffic to get to the shop, and so that's why we got late. I went one day, and then right at 3 o'clock, and they said they cannot let me in. But if you check the website, they'll say, oh, it's open until 4. That's why I went at 3, but I think because of COVID, or I don't know why they changed the timing. They didn't update their website. When you search on Google, it will say it's open until 4, but in reality they close at 3 o'clock. Okay. I want to go through this middle bead so that I can come back. But for some reason it's not letting me go in. What I'll do is I'll take my handy dandy wire, and even this one is not going in. Okay, let's try ahead. Thinner one. Sometimes the pearl, the cord, the hole inside will be blocked by the shiny material they coated it with, and so sometimes it's hard to get this through. There we go. Okay, I'm almost here, and what I'm gonna go do is I'm just going to take this one is short, so I'm gonna take, okay, I did something here, okay, there we go. So one is here, one is here. I just want to bring this up, so I'm just going to go ahead and come back this way, because I already did once this unit. So basically I'm reinforcing and I'm trying to bring both the cords together so that I can knot both of them and put a glue on it, a dot of glue. You can use GS Cement E6000 or even super glue, which you have at home in handy. You can use any of those glues, not so school glue but a stronger glue. We don't want the knots to come off this bracelet, so, and then your bracelet will be ready. So in Michael's also you'll get this glass pearl sometimes for just $1 a strand, but the quality of these beads are much more nice in my opinion. It's just my opinion, so I don't know, I haven't really ventured a lot with glass pearls. I don't know where my cord is going. Again we are here at this, yeah, just went through here, okay. Don't do this project really tight, because the center bead, it just kind of pops up just like that. So if you do it tight, it will be bumping against it, so don't do this project. Okay, that was an earthquake, guys. I'm feeling an earthquake where I'm sitting. Really sorry about that. That was really, the entire house was shaking. So it was, I think, I live in the Bay Area, so we have to get used to the earthquakes. I felt the entire house to be shaking, and I was all by myself, and my kids are somewhere in this area, so I had to call them and make sure they are okay. Okay, now I have the two cords in the same place, as you can see. So this is what my project looks like so far. As I said, it will be a little bit bumpy if you do this very tight, but when you wear it around your wrist, how cool is this? So all you now have to do is just pull this cord together and tie some knots. just a regular knot first, and then surgeon's knot, right over left, go underneath once and go underneath twice. That's a surgeon's knot. And do that left over right, go underneath once and go underneath twice. And that's about 2 knots, and I think that's good enough for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drop a glue on that knot and let it dry for a day or so, and then I am going to put this cord on the neighboring beads and then come out of something else and then snip it off. That's it, our bracelet is done. So for the glue, you can use E6000 or GS Hypo Cement or Beadalon bead stringing glue. This was from I think 10 years back or so, but I still use it like at least 5 years back. Doesn't take a lot, so just a dab of glue on both sides would do the trick, and then let it dry. Let it dry for 24 hours and then snip it off, and here is your bracelet. Very pretty bracelet. You can use any beads you want. As I said, you can use round beads, bicone beads, any beads you want. Thank you so much for watching. I do upload videos every day. It comes around 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Thanks so much for watching. Have a good day. Bye.